Stocked up. Stocked up wrestling, stocked up podcast, stocked up everything. We got the merch. Oh man, you guys didn't let me. I didn't get to wear it.
Fuck it. Respect.
Let's go.
We in the building.
So, what we starting off with, Jaren?
'Tis the season. It's WrestleMania season. All right. Now, I want to start off with this only because this year for WrestleMania, the biggest show of them all, they call it. They're doing 2 nights.
Oh, really?
Once again.
Oh,
For the
shit.
past couple years, they've been doing 2 nights. Saturday night and Sunday night.
Like a Coachella?
I think that's the whole thing. To try to make it like this whole festival thing, to try to change, I guess make it feel grander than what it is.
Right.
They got the whole WWE access. They do all the events throughout the day. And that made me look at where it came from. WrestleMania season, once upon a time, used to be big for all wrestling establishments. Everyone used to have their biggest show on WrestleMania weekend to see basically the measuring stick, to see who could draw the biggest crowd.
Mm.
And I wanted to start off with this only because it leads into the next question perfectly. With them having to make it 2 nights, with them having to essentially do all these extra nuances to make it feel grander, I guess the perfect question would be asked to you guys. I guess kind of as people on the fringe, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view wrestling in 2023?
Overall, so you correlating WrestleMania?
I guess from the biggest show, WrestleMania, and then from what you see on a daily basis.
Yeah.
TV, social media incorporated.
That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. I don't know, because when I think of like WrestleMania, I'm thinking of the most iconic, historic wrestling matches they can put together. I'm thinking Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Okay.
I'm thinking of these crazy entrances. Triple H coming out with the band. I'm thinking about fucking Stone Cold. I remember John Cena had all the fucking little John Cena's like Eminem. I'm thinking of these.
Eminem.
I'm thinking of like these iconic moments, and I feel like I haven't seen many recently. I don't know. I'm thinking like moments that just stick with you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think of WrestleMania. Iconic that translates to casual people who don't even give a fuck about wrestling. That's what I think.
My opinion, like that. WrestleMania, even pro wrestling in general, I think it's a shell of itself. I don't know. Me, I have an attachment to a lot of the Attitude Era and early 2000s style wrestling, and that's just because that's when it was a peak viewership for me. Like that's when I was watching it the most, and that style of wrestling, it's become obsolete. In a sense, where the way they try to put wrestlers over, the way they try to promote them,
they try to make it more palatable.
That's I like that.
So for me, watching the product they have now, I could tell that they're not marketing to me anymore as an audience. So it's kind of like, as a viewer, I could tell like, hey, this isn't for me, so I'm not gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you watch
that.
So
This is good insight.
So for the whole what do I think of pro wrestling now? It's probably still able to kind of sell and do what it's supposed to do. I personally don't like the product. I personally don't like the wrestlers that they try to put on.
Why is it? Because you think you outgrew wrestling, or just like what you're saying is it's not targeted to you anymore?
Bro, I love watching old throwback highlights of like just Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
That's
Kane.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Undertaker. Even Stone Cold. Bro, I watched the montage of like just Stone Cold crazy hijinks and shit where he just beat up Vince McMahon in a hospital bed and shit.
No, speaking of that, I was watching Jeff Hardy highlights, bro. I was just like,
his shit from back in the days.
Bro, I couldn't believe that shit.
But like, I feel like in today's era, like me being from like watching that's cool for me to see. But I feel like kids today would look at that as cringe. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, he's pouring milk on himself in a grocery store after he punched Victor. They would look at that as cringe. I feel like they don't look at certain things as cool the way we thought they were cool. You know what I'm saying? It's a different.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, that makes you sound old, Will.
Well, I could. One thing I could say is too. I think the internet fucked up a lot of the fans' perspective on wrestling now versus back then. I feel like it's a real ADHD type of style.
Definitely.
Where like you need fast, rapid.
Facts. Keep changing, keep doing this. What's the next thing? Keep it moving forward.
It's very like quirky now, like especially AEW and shit.
That's why
with all the like the characters and the eccentric gimmicks,
yeah,
and the
right,
colors
right.
and the loud voices and the loud noises, and it's like relax.
That's why I look at like dudes like, you know, Jake Paul Logan Paul, who like has taken like, you know, that next step in wrestling where like it's him coming from being a successful YouTuber and able to kind of translate his charisma into his audience that way. I feel like him going into wrestling makes sense for now because like he already knows how to kind of sell himself to today's, you know, younger audience. So he's like the perfect like transitional.
I have a question is for you, Jaren. There's more like kind of like the business side of it. I think nowadays, like wrestling is more targeted to like more like palatable, like targeted to a bigger demographic, right? Which produces more money essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it might have lost a little bit of the art form behind it. Do you think wrestling needs like a balance, or does it need to be super purist form of wrestling, or you know what I mean? Like, is that a accurate take, or
there definitely needs to be a balance. What that balance is, unfortunately, depends on the society that's consuming it.
Nowadays, TikTok kids.
Yeah, and it goes back to Will's point that kind of like has to be fast, like what's next, keep it moving forward. That has kind of taken over wrestling television. You look at WWE, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, you look at AEW, the segments, you look at how nothing's kind of allowed to breathe, how after every match there's immediately some angle, some next segment that has nothing to do with what we just previously saw.
Yeah.
Like nothing to really like resonate in your brain. Everything just keeps moving forward. So I think that has a big part to play in it, but overall it comes down to the people who are putting it out, the wrestlers backstage. And I guess at the end of the day, we're dealing with a bunch of guys nowadays who are kind of self-trained.
Yeah.
They think they know what's best for professional wrestling.
They're not students of the game.
Oh, they're students of the game. And that's the fucking problem.
They don't respect the OGs.
Yeah, they studied the wrong shit.
Okay.
And so the matches we get now are friggin' matches that they went through friggin' probably on WWE 2K whatever.
Right.
And then they do it on television.
No bullshit. That's why I love MJF though. That's why I love MJF. Bro, he stands out to me. But just overall, like, what do you think of WrestleMania though?
It's not as big as it once was. I'll tell you that. That's probably why they had to make it 2 nights to give it a bigger feel.
Bring in as many gimmicks as possible.
Facts. Do as much as you have to do to freaking bring people into the building.
Right.
And I don't know. It started off, I think they started doing it during the COVID year. They did it 2 nights, which was even stupider because you didn't even have an audience. Like,
I know that the little TV things.
Facts. Like,
you see Jaren with a webcam with his iPhone just in the crowd.
You know what I thought about watching that? I was like, how the fuck do they moderate this? Because what if there's some dude in the fucking camera just
Nah,
they had moderators.
Oh, did
like
they had to
crazy.
say they had to.
Like, they had. I'm thinking like, bro, this isn't people's homes, and you know how people are. Like,
Nah,
they had to do some stupid
There
shit.
might have
on
been
camera.
like a delay or some shit. So if someone did something stupid, they could cut it off. Or
Yeah,
some,
bro.
you know
or
what I mean?
somebody pull out a Glock and just be waving that shit. In the camera.
I know,
Some
right?
shit.
Or like a fucking
bad drugs or some shit. Like,
looking like what's that shit? Omegle, whatever. Omegle.
Omegle?
Yeah.
Bro, like,
Nah, so I guess how they moderated it is just like, I guess the cameras would switch in and out, like the squares would switch in and out with different people. So that's how they'd moderate it. Like I think they may or may not have alerted you when your screen would go off and come back on.
Okay.
But that's how they'd moderate it.
kind of like bounce around.
So you weren't
yeah.
always on screen. So if you would think you would get away with some wild shit, they could easily just pop you right off and pop someone else right back in there.
That makes sense. that makes a lot of sense.
But WrestleMania, back to your question, it's not as big as it once used to be. Like, thank you for Peacock. You could go back and you could watch some of the old WrestleManias. And if you go back and watch, say, WrestleMania 18, 19, 20, 21, and then you look at the WrestleMania from last year, 2 nights, or the year before, 2 nights, or the year before that one, they don't hit the same at all.
But is that nostalgia? Do you think it's nostalgia, or do you think it's the quality
No,
actually hindered?
It's not even the nostalgia. It's the in-ring work doesn't hit the same at all. Nowadays, the wrestling comes across. I was thinking about this watching Raw and SmackDown AEW this week. The wrestling comes across as so fucking like contrived and choreographed. It doesn't at all look like physical struggle, conflict, or a fight. It looks like shit they rehearsed. Shit they saw, wrote down, and then like rehearsed and got down to a number. Which is like which is not wrestling.
You know what's so crazy? I'm gonna clip this, say exactly what you said. Those great words from like almost like a purest form. People are gonna say, "You don't know what you're talking about."
I just be thinking about the shit that we like enjoyed doesn't hit for this new generation. Like, I feel like they'd get a bigger fucking rise out of like, you know how we enjoyed seeing Stone Cold drive down in the fucking ATV and catch a bear and like crush that shit over his head and drink it. I feel like if they fucking did a Roblox promo on camera,
low-key, that shit would hit,
that
though.
shit would fucking go up.
Yeah,
WrestleMania and
WrestleMania, that shit would go stupid. But
it's
we'd be
funny
like,
you say that. At the Royal Rumble, they did the pitch black match. I don't know if
the
you
Mountain
guys
Dew
heard.
shit, right?
Mountain Dew paid them for that shit.
It's all about that.
Which is fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's the
There
question
you
I
go.
had, bro. Is it just for profits? Everything they're doing?
That's all wrestling is now. Just a sideshow. Just something to point and laugh at. It's a circus. You got the gymnastics for 3 hours on television. Look at this shit. And then you got people who are sports commentators calling the shit, where they're really just like voice actors, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's funny because I think I brought up Jim Ross, who was talking about last time off camera.
Yeah, and he gets a bad rap from AEW fans because they feel like he's old and he's lost touch, and they don't necessarily like how he calls the matches sometimes. But he's a guy who grew up in the South, who knows what professional wrestling is supposed to look like. Yes, it's supposed to look like something. And it's not supposed to look like what he has to call. And so sometimes that'll come across in his voice.
Yeah.
And you can't fault him for that. When you were calling good wrestling for so long.
My God!
And getting so into it. And then now you got to call fucking Jungle Boy versus the Young Bucks. And you got to watch motherfuckers get dropped on their neck 9 times in a row.
Oh my God, don't do it. Please don't do it.
And then
Please.
the fans are chanting, "This is awesome." Motherfuckers on the ground with a concussion.
what is it? Rock bottom, rock bottom.
Oh my God, he has no remorse.
AEW all day.
Shit, bro.
Want to move on to the next one? Next topic?
The next one's a good one.
The video game?
Yeah.
Could have some opinions on that one.
Wait, I remember you talking about it. Actually, damn, it's been almost a year since you brought it up. Still hasn't came out yet.
What?
The AEW video game?
They bullshitting. That shit's gonna be sitting on the shelf
Oh
like
shit! I
Half-Life
did
3.
bring that up on the pod a while
Yeah, I
back.
remember it. And
Yeah, that shit's still not out. Nah, it's not.
That should look like shit, huh? All right. Damn, MJF.
What?
Mm.
I'm gonna put it in the corner.
Oh.
It's supposed to be like arcade style.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks real arcadey. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Oh, Jared's favorite wrestler.
Fuck Chris Jericho. The thumbtacks. Oh boy.
Yo, they're not fucking. Hold up. Hold the fuck. Bro, are they trying to do fucking the Def Jam Vendetta game engine? That shit look like Def Jam Vendetta.
Yo, low key.
That
That
shit
shit
looks-
low key.
Yo.
Low key.
The stocky ass.
Yeah,
builds on
That
the-
shit's perfect.
These
That shit's perfect.
motherfuckers not slick.
Low key. Def Jam and Dead, a fight for New York.
Yeah, what the
As,
fuck
as
was
Joe Budden's about to come out.
I was watching that shit. I was like, that's Method Man's finishing move.
A- AEW Fight Forever is just Def Jam Vendetta Fight for New York.
Oh my god.
Damn.
That shit would be fucking hilarious.
That shit's
Put the
stupid,
same
yo.
soundtrack and everything.
I mean, honestly, I don't know.
So the reason why it's taken so long, I guess, to come out is they just recently finally got a rating for the game, which they were trying to get it rated teen, but I guess it had some features in the game that they felt should be rated mature. I guess there's blood. I saw, you know what? This is where the internet comes in because
it is
I saw-
AEW, and you know.
You know
yeah,
what?
you know
Honestly-
they probably got some wild shit.
Yeah.
Wait. It's just shout out Will Ted over here. He's the gamer. Does having a M-rated game is better or not?
Yeah.
Like you think that
Well,
sells
I
more?
don't- To be honest, games and their
It would
ratings.
definitely limit the audience you can
Right,
sell
right,
to.
right.
Like me personally, I was playing.
Rated
M-rated
M. You're
games.
playing Grand Theft
I was
Auto.
playing God of War and shit, ripping heads off of
Yeah,
monsters and
wow,
shit. Mad violent. But it's like, I don't know whose parents are moderating that shit. 'Cause,
Right.
kids are playing Modern Warfare over here.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
True.
And this
So,
shit,
so it wouldn't matter, right?
I feel like a lot of this generation is desensitized to
Yeah,
certain stuff.
facts.
Very
So-
much so.
For the rating system, I know they still try to kind of like mandate it, but like I don't think it's really going to restrict people who are interested in it from getting it.
right.
Like if you know your son loves AEW and a game come out and he's like, I want to play it, I'm pretty sure parents aren't going to be like, well, this shit got an M rating.
I know, right?
You'd be
Fuck.
some parents,
Yeah, maybe.
some of them might think like that. And as a video game developer and as a company, you got to think, I want my game to be in as many homes as possible without any hiccups about it.
Mhm.
But me now, as an adult, seeing the teen rating makes me shit pussy.
See?
Bitch ass game.
Bitch ass game.
Yeah,
I want some shit where, oh shit, this nigga broke his neck. Middle fucking
Yeah, I don't
ring.
know. I mean, the game. I don't know. I guess I'll have to play it to
I mean,
really have an
It
opinion.
says the game contains some mildly suggestive material.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, that includes
Slobber
female
knocker.
wrestlers in revealing outfits,
Okay.
cleavage,
Okay.
bunny outfits, partially
outfits.
exposed buttocks.
Okay.
What else we looking at? Wrestlers performing taunting gestures, IG, crotch chop, slapping buttock.
Dude, this is some. You know what? Well, you're right. This is some pussy ass shit.
Yeah,
bro.
like,
Listen to this. Real footage sometimes depicts wrestlers drinking alcohol and smoking. The word shit is heard in the game.
Honestly, this makes me want to buy the game.
That's
bro.
why but that's why it struggled to get the teen rating. Think about that. Where are we at in this society?
bro. You know when I was in high school, you know how many dumbasses, teenagers.
Little
That's
bitch ass motherfuckers.
bro, parents, if your kid love AEW, honestly, like he probably get bullied. So like, just buy him the game.
Damn, that's crazy.
Just buy the fucking game, yo.
Yo, what the fuck, bro? Just get him the game. What the hell, bro?
I just wanted to say some crazy shit. Just kidding.
Yo,
Cut that. We gonna cut that.
Nah, I'm keep that. I'm giving that shit in.
Nah, let's bring the people into this though. Let's ask the question: what is the best wrestling game ever? And mine is No Mercy, Nintendo 64.
No Mercy. I think we said this one time on the podcast. My favorite one growing up was Raw 2 for Xbox. That was mine.
2. SmackDown versus Raw 2007 was my favorite one.
Yeah, that one was dope. That was 06 or 05.
Yeah, that was when they had the little scrappy money.
Oh yeah,
Money.
that shit was ill too.
That shit was that shit was a banger.
Then
That might be close number 2, but No Mercy's fire too, bro.
I still got that shit at the crib. That shit, yeah. That
Still be
shit's
playing that
classic.
shit?
Hell yeah.
Do they have a career mode or not?
Yeah, it's like for different titles.
Oh,
There's a
got
couple
it.
different career modes. Yeah, but that shit's hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I fucked the Raw too, but I don't know.
Wrestling games ain't the same.
I have WWE 2K22. That shit's ass, bro. I mean, it's okay, but it's kind of ass.
free on PS5.
Wrestling games, I don't know. I feel like they definitely reflect the product that comes out. The product, excuse me, that comes out, and I feel like if the game's trash, you gotta look at what you're getting on TV.
You can't tell. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
like you said, 2K22 mid game,
2022 is a pretty mid year.
mid wrestler on the
WWE.
cover.
2021.
Oh, the mid wrestler, Rey Mysterio. Chill. Oh
Hey,
my god.
the game reflects the image.
Nah,
Book
chill.
is the cover.
Hey, I don't know. Will might be onto something.
They gonna kill. They gonna kill.
Damn. So whoever's on the cover is like basically just letting you know the product of the game, like how good it is.
Mhm.
So if you got Rey Mysterio on the cover,
Mid.
Mid. Get the MJF.
so
Oh,
it put MJF on the AEW. That shit's gonna be hard.
yeah, I would think so. That's why he ain't the only one on the cover.
Oh shit! Oh, what's the cover?
I think it's like the whole roster.
The whole roster.
The whole roster
Oh,
almost
okay,
or
okay.
some shit.
So there's one
That
part
shit
of the
looks
game that's
stupid.
alright, you know.
That shit look dumb as hell.
I want you to understand that AEW, the way they promo shit, it's all ass and dreams that they sell for the promos. So this game, there's a reason why they're probably gonna get the M rating. It's because they put in a lot of graphic shit in little sub screens and
If
shit.
I'm 12 and I'm into wrestling, I'm buying that shit, bro.
I don't give a fuck.
I might buy it just to check it out. I don't want to pay. I'm
What's
not
that
gonna pay
shit's-
$60.
Oh fuck
for
that!
it.
I'm gonna wait till that shit's on sale Black
Facts.
Friday.
Someone gonna put it on sale. I'll
What
get
that
that
shit's
shit
fire,
$20.
though. Because it did look like Def Jam Vendetta. Honestly,
That
if
Jam was a good game, though.
fun ass game.
That was a good
I
game.
only liked it because I got to fight rappers with other rappers, though. Really,
Fuck you, Fat Joe, you pussy.
Method Man was crazy in that game, though.
Yo,
That was a fun game.
but
Ooh,
I'll play that shit a couple times. I played the new WWE shit, the WWE Royal, what is it, Rampage or whatever the fuck it was. What it was like real cartoony and shit.
Oh, I hate those wrestling games.
Oh, I hate those ones.
Yeah.
I hate those kind of games.
I always make my dude mad fucking big and then have him do hurricane ranas
Yeah.
and shit. Literally defy physics. 350-pounder and shit trying to swing around people's necks. But I got a wrestler I want to hear your opinion on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hear what your thoughts are. We were just talking about WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody know the main event that's about to go down. It's Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. And I want to hear your personal opinion on Cody Rhodes in the situation he's in going up against Roman Reigns. What do you think? How do you think things are going to play out?
Wait, before you answer, is Cody Rhodes potentially a bigger star than Roman Reigns?
Took the words right.
He has the potential to be a bigger star than Roman Reigns.
I believe so too.
For the same reason though, he's got that legacy, that bloodline, no pun intended. Essentially, with his dad and his brother being in the business and Dusty Rhodes being a legend and wrestling all over.
Right.
Cody Rhodes, I've been a fan of Cody Rhodes for a long time. Like even during his first iteration with WWE when he was in Legacy, I believe the group was with Randy Orton, Cody, and the $1 Million Man's son. And then even after that, when it was just him and the $1 Million Man's son, it was just them two in a tag team. Then he went away for a bit, came back on his own, dashing Cody Rhodes. That gimmick was alright, but he himself has always been a solid wrestler in the ring. Always knew what he was doing. Could get his story across in the ring with the moves, with the facials. He understood. He was a student of the game.
Yeah, quick question. Did you see the potential during those times?
When he was younger in the WWE, I always saw him as like Intercontinental Champion. I never saw World Heavyweight Champion. Only because at the time he was a little smaller. Mm-hmm. He was still tall. He had stature about him. He was like a skinny guy.
Right.
He wasn't anyone that me personally I'd put on a poster and say this is the face of my company. Fast forward to now, filled out a little bit more. Looks like an adult man. Maybe we can cover up that tattoo on his neck.
Oh, you don't like the tattoo?
Maybe we can change the color of his hair. And then we can say this is the face of my company.
He got like the rugged Guy Fieri action.
The rugged Guy Fieri.
I hate the blonde hair. I fucking hate it so much.
Wait, that's not natural?
Nah. It's not.
Damn.
It's not. I think his hair is naturally like brown or some shit.
Oh, okay. I think it stands out. I think his image stands out.
It definitely stands out. It definitely stands out.
I think it stands out from the crowd.
I'm not. I mean,
weird tattoo.
I mean, I'm probably alone in that. I don't like the hair. Fine. But the tattoo is ridiculous.
What is it? What is the tattoo of?
It's his logo. I guess because he calls himself the American Nightmare. It's his logo, and then it's kind of got like the American flag print on the inside. That's just pretty hard.
That sounds like a knockoff Green Day album. The American Nightmare.
It should have been placed somewhere else.
I don't know if I'd put that on my body. if you were gonna,
so he got like a tramp stamp towel on his neck, basically,
like on the forearm, something
Yeah.
simple on your calf or something.
Big toe,
something small, But Cody Rhodes now, even in AEW, he was solid. He booked himself into a corner in AEW, where early in AEW he had a feud with MJF, and there was one match where he said if he lost that he would never fight for the AEW World Heavyweight title again, and he lost the match. So for that whole 3 years, Cody Rhodes is the best wrestler in the company, but he can never be the top guy.
Was that purposeful?
I think it was him thinking he was a good booker and finding out that he's not a good booker.
I mean, all
he
wrestlers,
that's
bookers,
exactly it. Wrestlers that are pretty full of themselves don't make good bookers, especially when they try to book for themselves, because it'll always somehow end bad.
Chris Jericho.
There it is.
No more Chris Jericho slander.
There it is.
No more.
Nah, fuck Chris Jericho, dog. You know what? And I'm not to get off too far off Cody Rhodes and not to take this video any further.
Nah, fuck that. Go in.
Chris Jericho, this dude, he's still on it. I was watching AEW this past week, right?
Oh my God.
I went to bed early because I watched majority of the show and I hadn't seen Chris Jericho yet. I turned on YouTube the other day. Guess who was the final segment on the damn show? Chris fucking Jericho.
Your boy.
And he's coming out now in like these silk suits. The ones that we saw it.
Wait, what?
the TikTok you shared.
Oh yeah.
That was from he wore that out on AEW.
Oh, what
I think
the fuck?
a couple weeks prior.
Yeah,
the Goodwill specials.
Yeah, he recycling the outfits. My boy penny pinching over there.
The Barachi outfit.
So I think I figured it out. Tony Khan and Chris Jericho gotta have some sort of deal going on.
Of course.
Some sort of deal.
They have to.
Because there's no way that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks have as much pull as they do backstage. And the only person who's allowed to do his own foolishness with his own people and not get touched by them is Chris Jericho. Conspiracy.
You know what pissed me the fuck off? All right, I'm gonna go off on this. I see, me personally, I was a bystander on the outside. I didn't really give a fuck about Chris Jericho. He's on AEW. Ain't nobody watching that shit anyway. What happens though is I see the outside shit, the shenanigans that come in from like people's outside, ventures. And they're always like, Chris Jericho's a rock star. His band's been toured for fucking forever and all this shit.
They suck.
What's the name of his band? Fozzy?
Fozzy, they suck.
Bro.
They suck.
I was okay with him doing that. Other people have done it. Edge does that too, right? Edge has his own band or whatever.
Did he do that for a little bit? I think he did.
But I sent y'all a clip. I'm pretty sure y'all motherfuckers watching this saw that shit on TikTok. Chris Jericho
right here. Bing.
Chris Jericho, performing and dancing and shit.
Motherfucker jumping and jiggling all over the
shirtless
stage.
and shit.
I like that word, jiggling.
That stuff don't
jumping and jiggling Jericho.
That stuff don't piss me off. But he was getting real into it, and then this motherfucker tried to dance like he's James Brown. You not James Brown, Chris Jericho.
Tried to shuffle the feet.
You not shuffling like James Brown.
Motherfucker looking like the Penguins of Madagascar.
The audacity. The audacity. I was sitting there like, who the fuck does this guy think he is?
No, because you know what it is, bro? My theory is all the delusional fans, wrestling fans specifically, giving him all this confidence.
And that's why I knew the shit that people like today, they're out of touch with the shit that we thought was cool. Because motherfuckers back then would have been
saw
like,
that shit, but like, bro, what the fuck is this?
They would have been like, this is cringy as fuck. This is lame as fuck. Now today, everybody's like, that's man cool. Look at him having all this fun and shit.
That shit's
and
weird,
I'm like,
bro.
and I thought it was like disrespectful almost how much she was trying to fucking copy other people's style and shit. And I'm like, get this shit off the screen.
These kids don't see how out of touch and how much he's really trying to pander to the younger audience.
That's what I'm trying to.
But it's working though. It's working.
It's working. I guess it's working. But for people who understand who Chris Jericho was and where he came from and what he's given to professional wrestling from a talent perspective throughout the years, up until about 7 or 8 years ago, like I said, people who can agree with that and look at him as once upon a time probably one of the best wrestlers in the industry, we can look at Chris Jericho and say, this dude's regressed a lot. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he's still allowed to put out whatever mess he puts out every Wednesday, every Friday.
Eat it up, bro. So
I don't get it. It's that revisionist history. Like, people have this one image of Chris Jericho in their heads, maybe. And no matter what, they'll always view him as that one image.
But
maybe that's it.
So just coming from like I guess an objective take on it, is it a bad thing though? Like, you know how like rock stars, they'll still go on tour and shit, like Metallica or some shit like that. These rock bands, because there's a history behind them, there's nostalgia behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you know how like
it becomes a bad thing when people see you and expect you to be able to do the things that they expect you to be able to do, and then you can't do those things. That's when it becomes a bad thing. When you can't perform to the level that you once were able to perform at. So therefore, Chris Jericho's on TV every week doing a bad thing, not performing at the level he was once able to perform at.
Right.
And so what? I sit here on a couch, and he can probably perform better than me. I doubt it. But he can probably perform better than me. Okay, let's go with that. It doesn't make it good.
True.
Just because it's better than most doesn't mean it's good.
So relative to the standard that you hold, it's not good.
Chris Jericho now, relative to the standard I have for Chris Jericho, this is so low. And that's where my disdain for Chris Jericho comes from. I think I know him as so much better
Right.
But what I get is not that.
You're right.
And in my head, I'm just like, just walk away. If you can't do it to that level anymore, even close to, if you can't even cover up the bad stuff anymore, just walk away.
No.
Hang it up.
Yeah, we say what?
Well, I was gonna say. So, do you think like Tony Khan, for example, keeps Jericho around, for veteran experience and leadership a little bit, kind of in that sense?
Like a fucking Udonis Haslam.
Because now I'm thinking about it, and I got a challenge for you. Challenge for y'all too. If y'all watching this, go in the comment section, and I challenge y'all to do this. Name me one wrestler that Chris Jericho has legitimately put over.
Yeah.
Name me one.
And you know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna list a bunch of nobodies.
Nobodies.
People who weren't already over. You got to make that qualifier too, because there's gonna be a lot of names of people. Oh, he put such and such over in a match. Yes, you can put them over in a match, but in the grand scheme of things, if they're already over,
you ain't really do nothing.
Yeah, you didn't really help them out. All you did was have a match, let them win. So I mean.
Can you think of any?
He's put over.
Everybody be trying to bring up MJF, like he put over MJF. Like
MJF was going over regardless of what Chris Jericho had to do with it.
I always bring that up. I'm like, bro, what?
Damn. I would.
I'll put the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, the only one I might say would be MJF, but anything he did with Chris Jericho played a small part. MJF is such a talent. He was going over regardless of who. There it is. MJF tried to put him over. Shit.
I know. I did see that. I seen a lot of those comments though. Oh, he put over MJF. I saw a lot of those.
No, Chris Jericho ain't putting over any. Right now, he's trying to get himself over. That's why he keeps pandering to the younger audience.
To put him.
Oh, they're about to. Oh my god.
And I guess he's gotten in shape recently. Whatever, but he's not in wrestling shape, dude. Nah.
Damn, it's true
15
though.
15 minutes into the match, he's got fucking baked
gassed.
potato body. Like, he shouldn't be doing 15-minute matches in the first place.
Now, I think you're right. I just think that I guess because you've been saying this from the beginning, the standard for wrestling is down here.
Yeah,
you've been saying this since day one, bro.
The standard by the fans, what they ask for from these national promotions is shit, and that's what they get. Bare minimum. You got a better chance. Your best chance at seeing a good professional wrestling match in a pro wrestling setting, like a WWE or AEW, is on a smaller scale, on a territory or independent scale. You're better off going to a local wrestling show. You could probably see a better wrestling match there than you would see on
AEW
national
or
television.
WWE.
Yeah.
That's a clip. Bang.
Right
Perfect.
There. Boom.
That's perfect.
And we can end it right there.
Facts. All right. Comment, like, subscribe. You made it all the way here because this is long quality content. So if you made it here, bro, you better subscribe.
You gotta put one into the beginning too.
Facts.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah.